everyone, this is Jess, the Mystical Cat. I'm here today to give you insights on the solar eclipse coming up on August 21st. The solar eclipse will be happening on the sun of Leo. It's simultaneously with a new moon. Every time the moon is new is because the sun and the moon are conjunct in one sign. So this time it's in the sign of Leo, which is a very dramatic sign. It's the sign of the lion, it's the sign of the theater, it's the sign of politicians, it's the sign of dramatic impact wherever it's located in your chart. In the description box of this video, I will be sharing some resources. If you've never done a natal chart for yourself, I will give some of my favorite websites where you can get it. It would be ideal that you guys have your time of birth is extremely important because you will not be able to see your ascendant rising sign or the exact degrees where each planet and each sign is located at. So moving into the effects of the solar eclipse in your life coming up, you would have to focus on where the sign of Leo is located in your chart. So ahead of time, before I get into the nitty-gritty, I do want to say that it's very impactful for people that have it in the 10th house, midheaven sign. Extremely important for career changes, transcendental changes in your life. Also for people that have it in the North Node. The North Node is where your soul is headed. Your South Node is where your soul is coming from. If your South Node, for example, is in Scorpio like mine, then you were a Scorpio your past incarnation. And if your North Node is in Leo, which I am explaining right now, then your South Node is in Aquarius, meaning that you come from a soul of an Aquarian, which is completely opposite from the lion. So let's start in order. If your sun is located in the first house, which would actually mean that your rising is in Leo, then the change or the effect of this eclipse would be to your self-image, to your personality, to the way that others see you, and actually it will impact the way you show yourself in society. So it could mean that you want to make changes to your diet because you want to lose some weight, or you want to gain some weight, or you want to change your appearance in a way, or you want to change something about your personality that affects your first-hand relationships. So that is where this solar eclipse will be affecting you. If it's located in the second house, then it would rule your possessions, your self-value, and how do you see yourself, your businesses, and your material worth in the world. So if you have Leo in the second house, I also wanted to point out from the beginning that a solar eclipse always points out to new beginnings. A lunar eclipse always points out to endings, whether we want them or not. They could be drastic, they could be subtle, but the solar eclipse always points to new beginnings and new experiences that are coming onto our lives. So if it's in the second house, it might be that you are getting new possessions. Maybe you with 2 weeks ago, the lunar eclipse in Aquarius, maybe you got rid of your old home, or maybe you got rid of your old car and now you're upgrading to newer things. Maybe you decide to leave the current job that you have, or maybe you decide to open up your own business, or maybe you can even start to get a new source of income through your hobbies or things that you actually enjoy to do. If Leo is in the third house, the house of Mercury, the house of communications, then it actually will also rule your workspace, your relationships with colleagues, the cyberspace, communications. And I also want to mention that Mercury is going in retrograde in a couple of weeks or in a couple of days. I apologize, I don't have that exact information. But moving forward, explaining about the solar eclipse, I do want to mention that if Leo is in your third house, then you're a very flamboyant communicator. You're good to speak in front of the camera. You're good as a teacher. You're good pretty much handling sales pitches and all these things. But it might also be that you haven't exploited that that ability of yours, and now you have noticed that you're actually good at doing this, and this is an opportunity for you to change the communication dynamics so that they can improve and actually help you in your workspace or with your relationships with other professionals as yourself. If it's located in the fourth house, if you have Leo in the fourth house, I can just tell you that you like the finer things in life. Leo is, the fourth house is about your background, your culture, your family, your upbringing. So if you have Leo in the fourth house, it might mean that you even come from wealth, that you come from people that taught you great manners, you come from people that had established status in society. It also might be, if it's not well aspected, that you don't come from that sort of stuff, but that's something that you always wanted to achieve. So with the solar eclipse in Leo, it might mean that maybe this year you will be able to attain those social standards that you always wanted, the house that you really wanted, the business that you wanted to open up, or even that really expensive pair of shoes that you always wanted to get yourself. Maybe this year that commission check will actually allow you to do it. If it's located in the fifth house, then it's exalted, because that is the house of Leo, it's the house of play, it's the house of children, it's the house of romance, it's the house of having fun, it's the house of flirting and all these other fun things. So it might mean that you will actually be investing on a very big vacation, or you might be even getting married and you're going to be spending your entire life savings on this great pompous party for yourself and your family. And if it's in the sixth house, then it rules your health, the digestive system. It might be also that you have inherited some of the health issues from the sign of Leo, which concern the spine, the back, the heart, and sometimes the arteries. It might be that you've been looking for a change, or that you've been looking to get in contact with the right doctor, with the right healer, to heal these uncomfortable situations or these health issues, and you will actually find it this time. Maybe you will get rid of maybe stomach problems that you've had all your life. But now that the sun is coming into the house of Virgo, it might be able to flush those problems out of your life. If you have Leo in the seventh house, then it rules your partnerships, your views on marriage, your business partnerships, as well as your married life, the way you look at life, the way, if you have a conventional view towards relationships, if you want to get married, kids, the big house, everything, or if you just want to live apart. If you have Leo in the seventh house, most likely you are more so a conventional person when it comes to love. Even if you're not all about the big marriage and kids, you are a person that's always been committed in a relationship. You've never had the occasional one night stands and like dating here and there. It's more like you've always been in a committed relationship for 2-3 years, at least a year. So it might be that you will be changing those views completely, or it might be that you've been in a very long relationship with someone for the past 5 or so years, and now there is actually a moving forward situation. You guys are actually moving in together, buying a home together, getting married, starting a business together, a big step in that relationship that was really not happening for the past years. So if you have Leo in the 8th house, then Pluto is located in that house, meaning that is a transformational house. So if Leo is your natal, Leo in the 8th house is your natal position, then it would mean that probably you've always struggled with being in the spotlight. Not that you don't like it, but you've had a life where you've never been recognized for the things that you do, or you've always tried so hard to please other people or to show that you're worth, that you're a great professional, that you're a great mother, that you're a great father, whatever it is that you're trying to do, and it's never really happened. Never really someone has looked up to you and said, you know what, you're doing a great job, or you're really something. So maybe with this solar eclipse, it will flush out all that karmatic energy from that house, and you will finally be able to be at the right place at the right time, find that great job that you've been waiting for the past 25 years, 30, 40 years, find that great relationship where someone can actually value you and appreciate you for the good person that you are. If it's located in the 9th house, then it is touching your philosophies of life, the way you look at religion, the views that you have. It also touches upon your intellectual values. So it might be that you have decided to actually take upon more time studying philosophies like Buddhism, or you actually want to acknowledge other religions and learn more about this, or it's actually that you've been working in corporate or in the practical world for so long, and you feel like going back to college and taking a course, or finding out if you can teach a class at a high school or as an adjunct professor, or whatever the case might be. So that might be the start of a shift into getting into teaching others and learning from others to expand your philosophies of life and your values when it comes to your faith and your religious beliefs and your spirituality. If Leo is in the 10th house, then it's your midheaven sign. This is the position of your career. Our career, in many ways, defines who we are and what we came here to do and to give back to the world. It's pretty much the path to the legacy that we can lay down for other people as human beings. Even if we don't have a family, even if we don't have kids, the midheaven is the gateway to actually give something back to the world in sense of professionalism, or the values and your creativity, or your ideas, or the things that you really want to give back. If Leo is located in this sign, in this position in the 10th house, then you have a knack to be a politician. You have a knack to be an actor, a director of a company. Maybe you've been working with a corporation for a very long time, and you have all those qualities of being a leader, and you've never really took it upon yourself to actually show your supervisors and the entire company what you're made of. So maybe this will be the opening for you to say, you know what, I think I have some time and I really think I want to make a difference. I'm going to run for the Senate, or I'm going to put myself out there at work to show that I could be a good manager, that I can become a CEO, that I can do all these things. Or share with others what you can give, something that's innate within you, something that you might even don't think that's valuable, but 100 other people out there might be needing that. So take advantage of that and do that. The 11th house is the house of friendships, is the house of enemies. So if Leo is in that house, chances are you're very well liked in your community. So it might be that with this solar eclipse, you might be able to see who your real friends are and who the not very real friends are, to open up your eyes. Or maybe you have a small group of friends right now, but you really need to manifest those friendships in your life. So start calling them in, hang out with other people. If they call you, you really need to manifest friendships in your life. It's really important for a lion, a Leo, to be well liked and appreciated within their circle. And if Leo is your 11th house, then this is a very important position in that case. If it's in the 12th house, this is the house of karmas, the house of past life depths. So it might be that this new moon and solar eclipse will be flushing out all of those karmatic experiences. Maybe you've never had a wealthy life. Maybe you've never had a comfortable life. You've always had to live paycheck to paycheck. It's been hard for you to be recognized. It's been hard for you to actually have a savings account, to actually have some sort of foundation for you and your family. Then this might be the opportunity that you will get a great idea that will actually get you out of that slump and into a more comfortable life. So these were the messages I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you enjoy them. I wanted to keep it short and sweet for now. I know everyone has a lot of things to do. Let me know if you want me to further explain any other things. Please comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Let me know what other topics you find interesting that I could expand with you. In the description box, I will be sharing with you resources where you can get your natal chart, like I had mentioned before. I will also share some websites where you can read further information on planets and houses and how these affect each of our lives. Namaste.